celebrating 15 years of this beloved foolery.
I did not know that Eric Cartman was coming to the studio today.
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
You sped me up. You sped me up.
I swear to God, I did not speed you up. I did not speed you up. This is exactly what you sounded like to the people listening in the listening audience.
It's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars forever.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm committing dog abuse. Then I realized it came from the FDA, so I'm not sure about the FDA anymore. Them, the CDC, World Health Organization, all of them, I'm like, take you guys with a grain of salt. There's a study from North Carolina State University, though, and I don't have a problem with them. They found that you are supposed to wash your dog's bowl on a daily basis because of bacteria. I mean, think about it. If we're drinking from a bowl, would we wash that bowl daily?
Yeah, I mean, we're drinking from a cup. I don't always wash my water cup daily, but I have a lid on it. But this is food. It's like, would you just, eat your macaroni and cheese, and then the next day you're going to put your burrito on there? No, you're going to wash it, get a clean bowl, get a clean plate. So, is this the water bowl, or are they talking about the food bowl?
Food bowl.
We wash both. We wash both
daily.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as soon as he's done eating, I put it in the sink. I power wash it, and then I don't always use soap, but I always power wash it, let it dry, and then when he has lunch later, then I'll do the same. I wash it after he's done eating every time.
You wash your dog's dish 3 times a day,
but he has wet food, so
of course he does. Probably knows what a clam digger is, too.
Yeah, of course he does. But here's the thing. It's not like it's canned food. We take his food and we wet it and then we process it and then give it to him because it's easier for him to eat. Oh, my God. You have more prep for your dog's dishes than I do for my kids' No, that's
dishes.
not true. It takes you longer to make them food. But here's the thing. He is the way because of his breed.
I don't know.
They don't chew. They don't really chew, so we have to do it's better to do
Can we get some Lucky Charms in a bag? And I'm like, yep. You can get some.
If George could eat Lucky Charms out of a bag, trust me, he would be. But this is what we got to do because he inhales his food, and we bought him really small kibble. And anyways, the vet just said, "Hey, the best thing you can do is get it like an oatmeal mashed potato consistency," and so that's what we do. And
Good God,
he's got better poops for it. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Hey, you brought it up.
I don't. So only 12% of pet owners are washing their dog's dish.
How long would it take you when you get home every day to wash your dog's dish and put it back down there and put food in it for him before you feed him?
Daily.
Just wash it before you feed him. Yeah,
but you don't want to use what are you washing it with?
I wash it in the sink.
With what?
With soap and water, but I don't always use soap. I mean, sometimes I just power wash.
What are you using to scrub?
The same thing I scrub dishes with before I put them in the dishwasher. What do you think your dogs are so gross for?
That is disgusting.
No, it's not, because listen, that brush touches dishes that go in the dishwasher and then get cooked clean. You know, they're a high heat soap.
But that's food.
So
not
all you
dog
do is
food.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're
I put my
gross.
dog's bowl in the dishwasher too. Right with our dishes because it gets clean. There's soap in there and there's hot water. So I don't know about you, but when we do dishes here, or I do anyways, everything gets pretty much washed and then washed again in the dishwasher.
Never, I have to dish at your house. That's disgusting.
My dishes are so clean, it's not even funny because they get washed in the sink and then they get sanitized in the dishwasher.
As do ours, but you know what doesn't? The dog's dish.
Where's the dog dish go? You're a liar.
The dog dish gets washed probably once every 3 weeks, and then it's usually when it's really bad, and then I'll wash it because they eat dry food, and it's just like, well, just keep eating out of that, whatever. And then the water dish.
If we got your wife on the phone,
the water dish is probably once a week.
I bet if we got your wife on the phone,
because the water dish, for whatever
Jeff,
reason,
you're a liar. We wash their bowls almost daily.
No, dude.
You don't, but
Trust
she
me,
does.
She's not washing the dog dishes. She won't even touch them because she thinks it's disgusting. She hates the fact that I do them in the sink. I do them with a paper towel.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm not going to do it with the scrub brush. That's disgusting.
Yeah, the same brush you used to. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God, that is so gross.
I don't know. I don't think my dog's gross at all. He sleeps in bed with us too. You probably don't like that either. But yeah, he sleeps right in the middle of us. So,
Well,
I'm curious if anybody's out there.
You are one of 12%.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, 12% say they wash their dog's dish daily. 18% said they didn't wash the dog dish more often than once every 3 months. I'm not that bad, but I am pretty close to that bad.
I'm just curious if anybody listening right now, you can pick up your phone and just text in 805-543-3693. Do you wash your dog's dish daily or maybe at least 3 times a week?
Spending 4 hours in a box together every day can make you say crazy things. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
We're online, KZOZ.com, our podcast. You can subscribe to it, Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on all your players, wherever you get your podcast, and they'll be delivered right to you every single day. Also get it at KZOZ.com.
I was going back and looking at some text messages that we didn't get to on Friday because that tends to happen on Fridays. And a gentleman wrote in and he said that he went down to, you were talking about hot dog prices, and at Dodger Stadium, it was $6.50 for a hot dog, which I guess you think is a good price, right?
Yeah, I would say,
you think they're like $10. And I think hot dogs, you can't get away with doing too much on the hot dog. But then he got a hot dog and a beer, and it ended up being $17. And
I think we were at the Staples Center is what I'm thinking of. What the hell would we have been down there for? Probably the Pac-10 basketball tournament before it was the Pac-12.
Yeah.
So that was like 6 years ago, and hot dogs were like $10, $10. 6
years ago?
Yeah.
Try
longer?
A lot longer.
7,
yeah, a lot
8?
longer than like a decade ago. There was a bunch of, opening weekend at many ballparks. And my response to him was, the Dodgers are winning, so they're going to charge as much as they can for their hot dogs.
Oh, sure.
And a bunch of different hot dog prices came out, and listen to the teams where the hot dogs are the cheapest, okay? Arizona Diamondbacks, not very good this year. Or last year. They were terrible last year. Hot dogs, $2.
Oh, yeah.
At Chase Field. Lone Depot Park in Miami, $3. Coors Field.
What do they think by lowering the hot dog price? It's going to get people to buy a ticket to watch their crappy baseball team?
Yes, of course.
Because I remember the Dodgers were doing some kind of promo for a while there.
Yes, when they were bad.
Yes.
When they were bad, they had
beer and a dog or something.
You could get an outfield seat. It was called the Dodger Dog Deck or something, sponsored by Farmer John. And you could go out there and eat as many Dodger dogs as you wanted.
Yeah.
And it was like a really low ticket price. But
Chiba's a big Dodger fan.
You don't do that when your team's winning. The Twinkies, they sell their hot dogs for $4. Yankee Stadium, surprisingly enough, home to one of the cheapest hot dogs in baseball. It's only $3 at Yankee Stadium.
That's got to be a good hot dog, right? Because you're in New York. Like, New York has a reputation for hot dogs. You can't just...
Can I tell you something about New York? New York and San Francisco, they're the type of cities that are so dirty and grimy that I don't want to put anything in my mouth from those cities. I'd rather eat a street taco in Tijuana than anything from San Francisco.
I feel you.
Before San Francisco is what it is now, where it's just a cesspool of feces and people living in the street. We went to a steakhouse there, and you go to a steakhouse. I guess it was popular because, we wanted to treat ourselves type of thing. And we went to the steakhouse, and because it's in a city, everything is so dirty, right? I mean, it's like everything is like, that's part of the charm of it. It's like it's a historic steakhouse, and they have all these pictures of celebrities on the walls in black and white and all that. And I remember like it was 4 different stories, and it was like you had to take an elevator up to your table. It was weird. But the elevator was old and rusty and dirty.
Sounds
and,
cool.
You sit down and it's rusty and dirty, but I'm fine with that if I'm just putting alcohol in my body. But if I'm putting food in my body, I feel like I was like, okay, if this was what the exterior, the dining room looks like, what does the kitchen look like?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, I mean, this place has been around forever. I'm sure that it's not, you know, I mean, it probably looks like my dog's dish, you know?
Since you're never washing it.
I hate eating at old restaurants. I really do. Like, but they're old restaurants for a reason because they've been around, but like, you know, upgraded or something. I don't know. Like it would literally look like we were taking a step back to 1974 when we ate dinner there, and the steak was good and the baked potato was good and whatever. You know, I mean, it was what it was, but it was just that feeling of the dirtiness and the darkness and I just
don't understand.
That's how I feel about New York, and like street food in New York sounds like it would shock my body into instantaneous poison.
If you had if Costco can do it so well, I mean, think about it. Anytime you get
Right.
a Costco dog, it's $1.50, you get a soda. Now, I realize you
I mean,
go to a
it's so
game,
good.
it could be more, but $5,
It's so
you get
good.
a hot
I
dog
don't
and a
even put.
soda. Yeah.
I don't even put condiments on the
Oh,
Costco
really?
dog. That's how good it is.
Well,
It's
because
just
the bun comes out so moist because they keep it in like a steam
Yeah.
bath.
Oh, it's so good.
And yeah, I just do mustard and relish. And if they have onions, I like to do that too. But it's COVID. Maybe it's coming back. But man, I wish Costco was closer because I love a Costco dog. And if you're hungry, you can get 2. And then if you eat 2 Costco dogs, I don't care how hungry you are. When you're done, you just burp for like an hour because it's like too much. You think you can do it, and you can, but you pay for it a little afterwards.
I'm doing Costco dog lunch today, man. You got me rip and ready to go.
Careful, you don't want to learn from this. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Dumbass of the Day brought to you by California Diesel and RV. They can fix your truck, your motorhome. They can maintain your company's fleet vehicles. You should stop by and see them. They're in Oceano, 1189 Pike Lane. If it runs on diesel, they're your people. That's California Diesel and RV.
How pathetic can some people be?
You guys want to know why Allstate's getting their asses kicked in the insurance business? It's because of the spokesperson. Like, at first, I thought it was a good thing because I looked at him as our real first black president, Mr. David Palmer, on 24. Yeah. But there are some racists out there that assume that because he's black and on TV that he's some kind of ex-athlete. They're also partially right because he was also Pedro Serrano on Major League. Yeah. And as I recall it, he finally hit a curveball in the bottom of the 7th inning to tie the playoff game against the Yankees that Tom Berenger won in the 9th inning. White people remember that. We also remember that he worshipped a voodoo doll. That's scary. And now he's on TV like, are you in good hands? You, Joe Boo. I'm buying Progressive.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Hey, Serrano! Looks like Joe Boo needs a refill.
We're going to the Northwest today where they got a lot of big trees. This one was 140 feet tall. And it was right on the borderline of this dude's property into his neighbor's property. And apparently branches kept coming down this past winter and were falling on his roof. So he's like, that's it, the tree's coming out. So he put an ad on Craigslist instead of actually going to somebody who does this for a living, because they have them here on the Central Coast, but they have them all over the Northwest. Tree trimmers, they come out, they do professional work. They work with PG&E, and they make sure that the power lines are I don't know, PG&E might do their own now, but and they have the wood chippers, and they come out and they cut the trees down and they chip them up and they take it away.
The amount, having grown up in the Pacific Northwest and then having lived here, the amount of tree service businesses that reside here on the Central Coast has always been astonishing to me, because there's a lot of tree service places in the greater Puget Sound area, but I think per capita we might have more here on the Central Coast, and there's not that many trees in the Pacific Northwest. It's nothing but trees everywhere, and the weather's terrible, and there are always branches falling down
on power lines, on people's houses, all that kind of stuff. So he put an ad on Craigslist that said, "Hey, I got this tree. It's a big tree. I need somebody to come take it down, and I'll pay you in wood. You can take all the wood with you." Which, It was a pine tree. It was a yellow pine. That's great firewood. So he got a few responses. He got a guy to come out, and they started working on the tree. Well, the problem is there was 30-plus mile-an-hour winds that day. And before they knew it, it was too late. And the tree fell on his neighbor's house.
The house is completely destroyed. We sadly just finished a kitchen remodel and just remodeled kind of in here. Nobody was impaled. Nobody was. So that's, it's a miracle.
Now, she's in great spirits. Did you hear what she said in the beginning there?
The house is completely destroyed. We sadly just finished a kitchen remodel.
Yeah.
Destroyed. The house, the tree went right through the middle of the house. This is one of those houses where it actually looks just like your house, Jeff. You pull up, the garage is there, there's 2 bedrooms up above it, and then to the left-hand side, there's a porch, and there's the living room and the kitchen. The tree fell right in between, like where your front door is, that goes downstairs and upstairs, where your staircase is. It split the house right in half, went right through the kitchen.
Yeah, you know why she's not upset? Dennis Haysbert. She probably got Allstate. I mean,
well, the thing is,
she got Joe
normally
Blue on
you
her
would,
side.
if there was a bonded, licensed company that would come out and do something like this, they would have to carry insurance. They would be responsible. But not when you pick up some guy on Craigslist with a ladder and a chainsaw.
I'll come get it for the wood. I'll come get it for
and
the
a
wood.
dump trailer, yeah. So he didn't have insurance. So I guess what do? You sue your neighbor, right? You sue your neighbor's insurance company. I don't know what you do at that point. You've got your own insurance company, but I mean, you got to put a claim on your insurance company for your homeowner's insurance.
You know, my kids really want a tree house, but the problem is we have no trees. Zero.
Yeah, I would say, well, what do you think? Am I a fairy? You think I'm just going to put a tree in the backyard?
They're like, why can't you just put a tree in? I was like, you don't understand. By the time you be able to use that tree house, you'll be in your 30s. It's just like, trees just don't grow very fast.
You could go buy them a playhouse that sits up high. You know, they have those.
Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of people do around here. They put them on stilts. But, I mean, that's not the same as the tree house.
You know what I do? I would listen. I know you like to save money, and you like to make your own breakfast burritos. But in this case, you might want to there's a place in Paso. They build these things. They'll bring them out and set them up.
No, I know.
It's not
I
cheap.
know they do.
It's not cheap though.
I know what they do, and
that's going to save you a lot of time and maybe your life, because you start messing with that kind of stuff, you could hurt yourself.
Oh, I have a buddy that did it for his kids.
Oh, you do?
This small
I got a buddy.
too.
Yeah, this guy had a buddy too. He cut down the tree and it fell on his neighbor's house, and now his neighbor's house is destroyed.
The funniest thing the other day, I there was a card on our driveway. Like, the guy couldn't even be bothered to come up to the door and leave the card in the door.
On the ground.
Just threw it in the driveway, and it was for tree removal service. And I'm like, you look at this property, there's not a single tree on it. Why are you even bothering putting this in the driveway?
Well, probably they paid some kid to go around on his bike and just put them on their front door, but kids anyways. Congratulations. I don't have a name for this guy, but you're Jeff and Jeremy.
Dumbass of the day. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ. Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.